Joining me now is Aurel Braun, International Relations and Political Science Professor at the University of Toronto. Professor, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, Iran launching 300 drones and missiles, more than that, over the weekend against Israel. They gave a warning that it was coming. Did they accomplish what they wanted to do here?
They accomplished a great deal, actually. They basically rejected not only Israeli deterrence, but also Western deterrence. We must not forget that President Biden had warned them repeatedly, do not launch a direct attack, and they defied that. So they've changed the paradigm. And what they're saying right now is that, well, having changed this paradigm in our favor, at the moment, what we're going to do is we are asking now for you to restrain Israel in the West, that we want to lock in what we have. And that, I think, is an unsustainable situation. In the past, the Western countries have appeased and they have indulged Iran. And what has happened? Iran has functioned as the world's largest supporter of terrorism. Its tentacles are extended everywhere in the Middle East. They are a threat not only to Israel, but we can see that Jordan also participated in shooting down some of these drones because Iran is viewed as a major threat to Arab states as well. And consequently, this is a malign influence, a rogue state, now allied with Russia, supplying vast quantities of killer drones to Russia, allied with China, allied with North Korea, and it is an ever-present danger. And one can only imagine what would have happened if some of these missiles would have contained nuclear warheads.
What happens now with Israel? Their war cabinet is meeting today. What kind of a response do you expect?
They have a very difficult decision to make. In the short term, they have reason not to do something in a rush. There's that old line that revenge is best served cold. They have a decision coming up in Congress about aid for Israel. They also have a situation where they want to improve relations with the United States. But in the longer term, they cannot afford to have their deterrence so badly damaged. And most importantly, they cannot afford to have Iran become a nuclear state. It was said that 99% of these missiles were shot down. 120 of these were ballistic missiles. If Iran had nuclear weapons, 1% getting through, 1% in a nuclear attack is catastrophic.
What kind of an impact does this have on the people of Israel?
It makes them much less secure because let's not forget that the Iranian regime, which by the way is widely despised by its own people, from the beginning has said that it is one of their central missions to destroy the state of Israel. So Iran has been an existential threat. They have used proxies, whether it is Hezbollah or Hamas or the Houthis. Now they pull the curtain back and they showed that they clearly, visibly, are the puppet masters. So Israel, the people of Israel, has to confront that very dangerous reality. And it is a reality that not only affects Israel, it is a reality that affects all democracies, because ultimately, when you look at these missiles, they can not only reach Israel, they can reach the Arab states, and now the longer range ones can reach Europe as well. And in the case of this Iranian regime, they have unlimited theological as well as imperial ambitions.
What kind of an impact could this have on internal politics in Israel before we go?
It is a very complex situation because currently Israel has a very unpopular prime minister. Clearly, Israel had made a huge mistake in not being prepared for October 7th, when they suffered this horrific massacre from Hamas. And so there may be some shift, at least in the short term, but this is not going to change the overall picture. After the conflict is over, it is doubtful that the Netanyahu regime will be able to survive.
Okay, Professor, thank you as always for your insight.
Thank you.
Aurel Braun is an international relations and political science professor at the University of Toronto.